everyone, Andrew Oaktree here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to help you guys out by giving you some pointers on how to better prepare yourself for a cabin crew job interview or any job interview in the future. Now, the first thing that you need to consider is the fact that your CV is what's giving you a representation to the company. Now, many of these companies, or most companies, actually they go through your CV first and decide if they want to give you a chance at an open day, in case it's an airline, or the next stage of an interview. So it's very important that you know how to sell yourself on your CV, and I would definitely recommend that if you have like good friends who know how to speak and sell, to give a look at your CV and to see if there's anything that they think it should be changed or should be added. This is very important, I think, the first step. Now, the second step, I would definitely say, if you get the next position, the next stage of the recruitment, that would be a personal interview. Now, for this, I would suggest that, go cut your hair, shave, put some good clothes. Don't go with jeans, don't go with a t-shirt. This is a job interview. This is important. These people are there doing their jobs, and you need to prove to them that you are taking it very seriously, this opportunity, that you're very thankful, and that you're going to do the max that you can in order to achieve that position. Now, the next step, I would suggest that you get a friend or a few friends. I would suggest maybe just one. Get one friend and practice like you're doing a job interview. Let him ask you whatever questions he wants, even though they're stupid. Let him ask, and always pay attention to the answers that you're giving him, because job interviews, the questions that they will do not necessarily make any sense. Sometimes they ask you questions to see how you react to them and how can you come back and keep your posture. Now, I've done this several times in the past. Every time that I had like a job interview, I would get together with a friend, have a couple of drinks, and then just, pretending that he's the interviewer and that I am there trying to get the best answers that I could possibly have. Of course, in order to do this, I need to have at least some base of what is going to be asked of me. What type of questions can they ask for me? Now, bear in mind that even though what I'm saying just now is applicable to any possible job interview, I'm actually trying to focus this on a cabin crew interview. Now, suffice to say, that during the interview, you have to show that you're confident. You need to show them that even though this is a kind of like a stressful situation, because it is. I mean, you are there because you want to get that job position. But you need to kind of fool yourself, think to yourself that actually, I don't care. I don't need this position at all. Screw it. If I don't get it, I don't get it. And that's going to give you some peace of mind, and it's going to make you seem a lot more confident, and things will just flow by. It's going to make you a lot more comfortable with the entire situation. Now, as well, a thing that most people forget to do because you're in a stressful situation is smile. You need to smile. I'm not saying all the time. I'm not saying a crazy smile, Hannibal Lecter kind of smile. I don't know if that made any sense. I'm just saying normal thing. Everything has, boundaries, limits. Limit yours. And of course, when you are being interviewed by more than one person, you should dedicate your attention not to just one of them, but to all of them. Try to engage with them, not only in terms of answering the questions, but also when you're answering a certain question, you're looking one by one by one. So that That way, you're kind of like forming a bond between you and the interviewer. And since most of the times the decision of actually enabling you to go to the next stage is done by the group, it's much better to have a certain bond created by all of them. Now, I'm going to give you some tips in terms of questions that normally they ask you in this kind of interviews. Like, a couple of these questions might include, so why do you want to be a cabin crew? Why should we pick you and not the other candidates? What makes you different from them? What, I don't know, have you done anything customer related before? Do you know how stressful a cabin crew job is? Like, you have no routines, you can work during the day, during the night, you can work for 12 hours straight, 14 hours straight. You will have a lot of time outside of your base or outside of your home. And have you considered these factors? And what makes you think that, judging all of these, you still want to be a cabin crew? Prepare yourself for these questions. You know, I can give you some answers that I've given in the past, which were true. But it's actually all up to you, because the thing is, you need to use your own words. You can kind of like memorize some pointers of what exactly you want to talk about, but you can't, or I would suggest not using other people's words or sentences, because that's not how you are, that's not who you are. So use something which is done by you, created by you, that you feel comfortable using it, and then just use it. Just sharpen the edges and go to war and win that goddamn position. So, a very important thing that I also need to mention to you just before I end this video is there is one particular question that for me it makes absolutely no sense why people actually consider this a bad thing. But when people ask you, why do you want to be a cabin crew? And some people actually say, oh, because I like to travel. Somehow, like, the interviewers see this as a negative thing, a very negative thing, in fact. Like, I know of people who didn't got their position simply because they used this answer. Now, it's kind of stupid, I know. I mean, your job will be to travel to other countries. Your job will be to work with different cultures and, you know, spend more time away from home than actually at home. But in my perspective, it's a bit ridiculous, the fact that, you know, you can't say that you love to travel. You have to love to travel. If you hate to travel, why in the world would you ever apply for a position as cabin crew? That makes absolutely no sense. But in any case, take this advice to the bank. Do not use this answer and you will be just fine. In any case, I hope I helped you guys. I hope you're all successful in your future positions as cabin crew. If you have any questions that you would like to ask me, please leave them in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you found this video to be helpful, I would ask you to please like, subscribe, share, and I will have more content in the future, and I hope you will be successful in your future position as a cabin crew. In any case, welcome aboard, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.